What is going on, everyone? My name is Iceman. Welcome back to Digital Combat Simulator World. Welcome back to the F-16C Viper. Now, before I begin, I have to say that my headset died, so it doesn't work anymore. So obviously that includes the microphone. So luckily, I'm using my girlfriend's headset. Courtesy to her. I'm using my girlfriend's headset because I don't have a headset, and there's no use, using the laptop speakers, because one, they suck. Two, you'll get echo. You'll technically get some echo from the microphone. So to prevent that, I'm using the headset, and I'm technically using my Rode NT USB microphone, my professional studio microphone that I use for vocals and stuff. So yeah, my voice should be very crisp and clear. I do need to speak a little bit louder than usual because it's a studio microphone. It's designed to have very high decibels that go into it. Very high decibel, very high loud. I mean, it's for vocals, so vocals are loud, so it's supposed to be able to capture all that without any peaking. So as a result, I have to speak a little bit louder here for you guys to pick it up. Yeah. So that's what I'm using here, and I have a pop filter, so that way, we don't prevent air from going into the mic. So this will be my very first video ever using the Rode NT USB, and it should be better than anything that I've given to you guys thus far. So yeah, thanks to my dad for getting me the NT USB a long time ago. So anyways, to the video. Last flight, when I did the, my most difficult flight, that video, I ended up failing the mission because I scraped the nozzle on landing, and I also did some other things that, I failed to do some other things that basically screwed it up. So as a result, I am punishing myself, and the punishment is basically this video, and the punishment is to do another mission, but more difficult than the last mission. This mission is going to be way more difficult than the other one, and basically the way it's going to be is if I fail to do anything or do something in this mission that I'm not supposed to, the video ends. That's what I'm going to do here. No matter what it is, the video is going to end. No matter, I could be 2 seconds into the flight, do something wrong, starting up the jet, and then have to end the video if I screw something up, and it could be anything. Luckily, I do have some rules that I wrote down in Notepad++ so that I can remember them, and I'll read them off to you once we actually get the jet. But before we begin, I'm going to show these settings I have here. So what I changed, I set this gamma to 1.5, and then MSAA 2 times this here, and then gameplay. We are not immortal, so we can die. We have limited weapons and limited fuel. We do have easy communication on. I'm going to keep that on, just because. But as you'll see, no labels. So we are not going to use labels. It's going to be my very first flight without labels. That's how hard I'm making this for myself. And this is the miscellaneous settings here. And then audios as such. Okay, for now. I'm going to switch this up to 50% once I get in the sim. Special. F-16 Charlie, that's what I got here. VR, we don't have a VR set. Okay. So without further ado, let me show you the mission we got. it's in short, it's the same mission as before, with a few tweaks, just made it more difficult. And do know that I cannot mute my microphone like I can with the headset. So I cannot mute the mic, unfortunately. So whatever comes through, comes through. So it's basically the same mission as last time. We have, so there's 2 F-16s, I got a wingman. We're basically the same as before, same armament, same payload, same everything. Okay, we've got a mission payload here, this is what we got. Okay, so this is what we have there. We have nothing here, no failures. Radios 327 and 127. That's what we got there. And then helmet mounted device. I'm not going to have a helmet mounted device installed at all. But, well, actually I will. So I'm going to switch this to JHMCS so that I have to, remember to align it during the cold start. So that's what this is going to be for, but I'm not actually allowed to use it during the flight in any way. I'm only allowed to align it during the cold start. That's what I'm doing for me, okay? Now we are ground attack as usual. We're going to take off. Go to target 1, we've got target 1 here, target 2 here, and these targets, they will shoot back, as you can see here. Okay, they will shoot back. So we have target 1, so steer point 2 is on the target, okay, but steer point 3 is not on the target, so I actually have to type the coordinates for it and shit like that. For target 2, so I put it a little bit offset so that I have to align it and put it in, in the jet systems. So after bombing both targets, I have to go to waypoint 4 or steer point 4, and then go down through the ILS and land. So it's pretty much the same mission as before with a few tweaks. I will say that what's it called? The weather, the time is different. It's going to be in the daytime. It's going to be early morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, June 21st, 2016. And I basically have here, I have the summer heavy thunderstorm preset enabled is what I got with a few tweaks. So what I have is the degrees Celsius is 25, it was 27, so I switched it down a little bit to 25 degrees Celsius. We are overcast and rain 2, this is up its highest. I changed the QNH so that it's 29.80, so I have to set the altimeter this time. And the wind is pretty much the same, the wind is not changed at all. The wind was not changed, so this is default from the preset. Turbulence, it was the highest turbulence available at 197, but I turned it down to 20, so it's basically double the last flight. Last flight turbulence was 1 foot, now it's like 2 feet or whatever. So instead of 10 for this value, I put it to 20. And then lastly I have fog, okay? We have only 1500 feet of visibility and the thickness is 2000 feet, okay? So that's what we got there, that's why it's going to be so difficult. And another way it's going to be difficult is the, what's it called? The rules I have set for this flight. So, that said, let's fly. Let's go in and fly. See you guys in the cockpit. Okay, so you can see mission overview here. Start at June 21st, 2016, 5 AM. Ground attack. You can see we got here. Truck Bedford, that's the only thought we have. This is the weather data here. So let's do it. Now, one of the rules I have, it says that I have to do everything in order with the checklist, except for the canopy. Okay. So that said, I'm going to use the canopy. Keep it quiet. Let's get the checklist up. So, I have a bunch of rules for myself that I have to follow every single rule down to the T, okay? I need to follow every single rule, I need to follow exactly, I need to follow all the rules all the time. So, the rules here for this flight, the rules are as follows. Rule number 1. Only one bomb can be used for each target. Might go a little bit. There we go. Only one bomb can be used for each target. So what that means is, I'm not allowed to miss a single bomb. So, no misses. If one bomb fails to hit the target, or I use pairs or whatever, I set up or whatever, the mission ends, and the video ends, because it's a mission failure. So I'm not allowed to miss at all. Rule number 2, using the wingman to attack the targets for any reason is not allowed. So I'm not allowed to, if I use all my bombs and it doesn't work, that's a mission failure in itself. If for whatever reason I say, you know what, I'm not going to attack the bombs, I want number 2 to do it. You know, that's not allowed. He's not allowed to attack. Number 3. Rule number 3. Must use all, keyword all, checklist contents appropriate for the mission. So, but this excludes the refueling checklist. So the refueling checklist is not required because it's not appropriate for this mission. We don't have a tanker. So the refueling checklist is not required. Rule number 4. Forgetting any item on the checklist at any time, or doing any item on the checklist out of order, except for the canopy or for enhancing realism. So what that means is, if I forget to do a single item on the checklist at any time, or I decide to do like something else on the checklist first before doing, like not following it sequentially out of order, I fail the mission and the video ends. However, the canopy is an exception. As you can see, I closed the canopy. Canopy is an exception, and I can also go out of order of the checklist for enhancing realism. So if I want to, if there's something the checklist has that's not fully realistic for the F-16, I can deviate from the checklist to enhance the realism. Okay, so I don't have to follow the checklist down completely if following the checklist makes it a little bit unrealistic. So if I want to enhance realism, I can deviate from the checklist, but only in that case. Rule number 5. Damage to the aircraft, so damage to me, or getting hit so AAA or whatever, getting hit in any way at any time during the mission, that will be a mission failure and the video ends. Also, hitting bingo fuel is not allowed. Furthermore, bingo setting must be set to half of total amount. So what that means is, if I'm damaged in any way, whether that's with landing, breaking the gear, or going past 300 knots with the gear extended, breaking the gear, or whatever, or getting shot at and getting hit, or damaging the aircraft in any way, taxiing too fast or whatever, damage to the aircraft can hit any way at any time during the mission, or mission failure. Also, I'm not allowed to hit bingo fuel, so that said, I need to set my bingo fuel setting to exactly half of my total fuel. So whatever my total fuel is, I need to set my bingo to half that, okay? Roughly half that, estimated half that. Okay, so if it's roughly 12,000 pounds, then I need to set my bingo fuel setting, rounded down. So if it's 12.7, I will do 12. Okay, 12.7 pounds, so 12,700 pounds, I'd say. I will round it down to 12,000 pounds, and then set my bingo fuel setting to 6,000 pounds. So half that. Okay. So I need to set my bingo fuel setting to half, so to 6,000 pounds. Rule number 6. If the aircraft crashes, explodes, or the pilot dies, it's a mission failure. And by mission failure, I mean the video will end. And that's it. So if my jet gets damaged, or it crashes if I crash, or explode, or the pilot dies for whatever reason, it's a mission failure. Rule number 7. Jettisoning weapons is not allowed. This includes weapon racks and fuel tanks. So what that means is, if I jettison my weapons, accidentally hit, emergency jettison or whatever, that's not allowed. And if I use if my fuel tanks become empty, I'm not allowed to jettison them. I have to land heavy, okay? I can't jettison the fuel tanks at all. Rule number 8. Wingman, so number 2, gets damaged or hit in any way, or crashes, dies, runs out of fuel, or ejects. However, he can reach bingo fuel. If he reaches bingo fuel or joker and I tell him to RTB, that's okay. But if he is on his way to land and stuff and he hits bingo fuel, or if he hits bingo fuel when we're out there and he is RTB and he runs out of fuel while he's RTBing and he crashes or ejects or dies, then that's a mission failure. Rule number 9. Screwing up the INS alignment at any point during the cold start, except for the sec check, because it's so easy to mess up the alignment during the sec check. And since it's so easy to do, I made an exception for the sec check. So if I'm doing the sec check and it screws up the INS, that's okay. I can just realign, but I need to realign appropriately, okay? However, for the EPU check, for example, if I screw up the INS with the EPU check, that will be mission failure, okay? Rule number 10. Must contact ATC at all appropriate points during the flight. So what that means is I must contact tower for engine start, taxi, takeoff, landing, everything, okay? Rule number 11. Only one attempt at landing. Going around for any reason is not allowed. This excludes, though, aircraft or object on the runway or an ATC request. So what that means is I can only land once. I can only be on one approach. If I go around for any reason, that is not allowed, and mission failed. But if there's an aircraft or object on the runway, so like if my wingman is landing and he's on final or is landing and I need to go around because he's on the runway, that's okay, I can do that. And finally, if agency for whatever reason says go around, then I can follow that and go around, okay? However, if I'm going around because I'm too high and I can't make the landing, or too low and can't make the landing, or I come in at a weird angle or whatever, and I go around for that reason, that's not allowed. Mission failed, okay? Rule number 12. ILS approach must have localizer and glide slope needles intersect the flight path vector at least once simultaneously. So what that means is I don't need to fly a perfect ILS approach. However, I must ensure that the flight path vector, that the localizer and glide slope needles intersect the flight path vector at least once, making a cross. Yeah, they have to do that at least once. At least once for it to count, okay? If I fail to do that, then that's it. Mission failed. Rule number 13. Navigation mode must be set during ILS frequency setup. So, that means that if I'm setting the ILS frequency or setting up the ILS, I need to set the mode for the navigation. I need to set the mode during that time. If I forget to do it during that time and I do it on final, that's a mission failure because I need to do it during that sequence of steps, okay, for it to pass. Also, if the checklist, I need to follow the checklist for landing. So if it says that I need to be on AOA, whatever, 11 degrees or whatever it is, if I need to be on a certain AOA or whatever, I need to achieve that while doing the ILS, okay? Rule 14. F10 map can be used only once on the ground for setting weapon location data. So what that means is if I use the F10 map, I can only use it one time, open it once, close it once, on the ground here during the cold start for setting the weapon location. So the target location data, so getting that location data and putting it up for the weapon, setting it up for the weapon, because I need to do that for step 1-3, remember, because I don't have it directly on the target, I need to set it up appropriately. If I put in the wrong coordinates and the weapon misses as a result, that's a mission failure, okay? Furthermore, pausing the game for any reason is not allowed, except for technical issues or checking control binds. As you know, I have trouble remembering the binds, the control binds that I have for my controls. So, if I can pause the game if I have technical issues, let's say with my headset or my mic or whatever, or my headset dies or whatever, I can pause the game to fix it. Or if I need to check a control bind because I forget how to do something with the controls, I can pause for that and check the controls, but I'm not allowed to pause just to, like, you know, think about how to pursue something, or if I'm like, how do I do this, let me think about it real quick. I'm not allowed to pause the game to just chill and just think of stuff. I have to do it while flying, okay? Rule number 15. External camera use and object labels are not allowed. So that means cockpit camera only and no labels. So we already have labels off, so that's good. So that's automatically in check. And cockpit camera only. I'm not allowed to go outside the cockpit for any reason to look at my jet, make it look cool or whatever. I'm not allowed to do that for any reason. I'm not allowed to do F2 twice to look at my wingman, see where he's at. No, I can't do that. I have to be cockpit camera only, make this as real as it gets. Finally, Rule 16. Use of autopilot or trim is not allowed, except for checking the trim during cold start. So during cold start, I'm allowed to check the trim, okay? During the cold start checklist, I can check the trim, but that's it. That's the only time I can check the trim and test the trim and use the trim. Once I put it to center and finish the cold start, I'm not allowed to touch the trim. Even if I drop a bomb and have an asymmetric wing load, I cannot use roll trim to balance it out. I know real life pilots do that, but I'm making it a challenge for myself, so I need to fly completely by hand, no trim, okay? This flight's gonna suck. I'm not looking forward to it at all. But whatever, we gotta do it. I mean, look at that rain. Look at that rain. Look how bad it is. Look at the angle that's hitting the plane. Look how bad. Look at the angle it's hitting it at. That's insane. It's almost straight on. That's insane. It's fucking windy. Now there's no lightning, unfortunately, but wish there was. But yeah. That's absolutely insane. Well, probably shouldn't delay too much longer. Might as well just get started. But first, let me take a swig of my Coke. Oh, that's good. Right, let me put my drink down. That's the pulse track I got here. By the way, if you're wondering why there was a cut, my girl needed me to do something for her, and then secondly, I figured before I resume, I might as well put this here so that you guys know if I'm cheating or not. Which, obviously, I mean, I'm not a cheater. I don't cheat. I don't like cheating. I don't cheat. I don't cheat in college. I don't cheat at all. So, I'm not a cheater. Do I have the ability to cheat? Yes. But do I do it? No. I could even probably cheat in DCS if I really wanted to, but, I don't. Because I'm as real as it gets, so. Anyways, let's get started. So, pre-flight check. Let's start with the pre-flight check, so let's do it. So, pre-flight check. So, this here, probe heat off, O-box bit off, test switch normal, lights off, EPU gen switch, test switch off, and then anti-G test, I would test that if I could, digital backup switch off, alt flaps normal, manual TF fly up disabled, LE flaps auto, overstay squeezer switch off, bit power lights off, bit switch off, trim needles centered, your trim centered, knobs correspond to the needles, trim AP disc switch normal, good, fuel, master fuel switch, master, tank inerting off, engine feed normal, Air Refuel door closed, canopy jettison stowed, IFF master off. I'll switch it to standby later because I can't switch it now because I need to do it in order, remember? C9 switch UFC, good. Now I'm going to deviate from the checklist just a little bit, and for realism here, I want to set the lights, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to set them appropriately. So air refueling off, not going to use it. Wing and tail, dim. Fuselage, dim. Steady. They really should be in flash, but I'm gonna switch it to steady for now, because number 2 says it's just steady. So, and then master switch normal. EPU switch normal, guards down. Hydrogen light, air light off, good. EPU run light off, good. Electric system power lights off, good. Switch off. And then this is supposed to be up, so I'm going to switch that up. Do it from the checkers a little bit for realism there. ECM master switch off, good. TACON ILS, I'm going to switch this off for realism, so there's not blasting in my ears. Intercarb all the way up, good. Hot mic switch off, we're not talking to ground crew, so it's okay to be an off. Okay, up, good. Come on, come to, up, good. This is off, good. I will switch this all the way up. Throttle off position. Engine jet fuel starter, engine control switch primary, good. Jet fuel starter switch off, run light off, good. Preset channel card, good. Money picture override normal, good. And then HMCS symbology off, good. ALE 147 I think it is, I don't remember what this is, or 143 or whatever, I don't remember what this is. Countermeasure dispenser set, mode switch, master switch off, good. All these switches are off, good. Jettison off, good. Manual gear handle stowed, good. This brake switch is off, good. Ejection safety lever up and safe, good. Landing gear handle down, light off, good. Down lock release up, good. Landing lights, taxi lights off. Ground jets enable off. Brakes channel 1, good. Parking brake switch anti-skid, good. Hook up, good. Landing gear lights off, good. Autopilot off, good. Master arm switch off, good. Laser arm switch off, good. RF normal, good. Oh, I'll flip these up. Okay. Okay, this is normal, auto, good. And then all these are off. Fuel quantity select test switch, fuel quantity selector switch, normal, good. External fuel transfer switch, normal, good. Standby attitude indicator, caged, good. By the way, I need to remember all the engine instruments, just so you know. Okay, so this is all off, good. Up, auto, all the way up. Nuclear consent switch off, good. Crowd 1, crowd 2 switch plane, good. Air source normal, good. Temperature auto, good. Voice message switch, voice message. Zero switch off, good. Oxygen normal, norm on, good. INS off. Avionics switches off. Mids OET off, good. Anti-ice switch auto. And antenna selector switches normal. And DTC is in the DTC receptacle, good. I believe I covered everything, so that's the pre-flight check done. God, this fucking rain, man. This rain is insane. Just look at that. It's terrible. It's fucking awful, dude. Oh, yeah. So, we did the pre-flight check. 2 is waiting for us, so we might as well get started and do the pre-flight. So, well, we already did the pre-flight. Damn it! Sorry guys, I'm tired. School just started today, so I'm kind of tired. Well, classes. I'm senior at university now, so almost done. Just got a semester and a half left. Well, two and a half semesters left. Um, so yeah, let's get power to the jet. So, before start checklist, main power, battery. So, battery. And then, emphasis power test switch, test and then off. So, main gen, standby gen, emphasis relay on, good. And then test, munches, PMG, juice focus on, good. Go, everything goes back to the way it was, good. Main power switch to main power. EPU gen lights off, so the EPU generator and EPU PMG lights off. EPU run light off and EPU EPU run light off, EPU switch normal, EPU hydrogen and air light off, good. Canopy close and lock. Locked, get light out, good. Parking brake set. Set the parking brake. Alright, let's contact ground. See you now, back up. Main on. Status. Preset status. That's good. Let's contact.
Infield 1-1. Request startup. Infield 1-1. Clear for startup. Wind 151 at 32 meters per second.
Oh, that's horrible. Oh well, guess we have to deal with it. Oh. Guess we will deal with it. So, start checklist. JFS switch, start 2. When engine 20% and sec light off, throttle idle. Monitor engine parameters and hydraulic oil pressure light off. Before we do that though, engine, hydraulic oil pressure, secondary engine control, and electrical assist off. Oh, on. Good. So, JFS, start 2. Run. %. Sec light off, throttle idle. Fan tunnel limit temperature less than 950. Ooh, that was close. That was a bit close with the temperature, but it's okay. Hey, it stopped raining. Finally. Got a break in the clouds at least. So, our squashing hit that. So, hydraulic and oil pressure light off, good. Oil pressure 15 psi minimum, good. Nozzle position greater than 94%, good. RPM 62 to 80%, good. Fan turbine inlet temperature FTIT 650 degrees Celsius or less, good. Hydraulic pressures alpha and bravo both 2850 to 3250 psi, good. Engine instruments are in the green. Alright, after start checklist, JFS switch, check off. Switch off, run light off, good. Oxygen, normal, norm on. So, normal, norm on, good. Propeat switch, propeat. So, propeat switch, propeat, so light off. Propeat switch, heat on. Light off, good. Then test. Wait, it's a test. Boost switch test and then off. So test. Ushers. Off. Good. Fine overheat detect. Test. Muster caution. Overheat. Engine fire. Good. Go. Light. Out. 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 Okay. Now, malfunction indicator lights test. I'm going to deviate from the checklist just a little bit for realism, okay? I need to test the O-box. So O-box bit. On. Hey, it works. Nice. There we go. Okay. And then malfunction indicator lights test.
Pull up. Altitude. Warning.
Good.
Jammer. Counter. Chat flare. Low. Out. Block. Caution. Bingo. Beta. IFS.
That's good. Avionics switches all 6 on. So I'm going to deviate from the checklist a little bit. This data link switch here is for an old version of the data link for an old block of an F-16. For the F-16 block 50, mids OVT switch is what we use, so we don't need this on. This doesn't do anything. Neither does the map switch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then mids OVT on, then INS align. Normal. So, enter, double down, enter, double down, enter. I'll write it. Go back down here. Hold on. C9 knob, UFC. So UFC, good. I want to go down with 3 green. So down, 3 green, light off, good. Speed brakes check. So check the speed brakes. Right now they say closed. Speed brakes open. That one extends. That one's extended. Indicator, okay. Closed. That one closes. That one closes. Indicator. Closed. Good. Speed brakes work. ADI, SAI uncage. So we're going to uncage this. Left open switch, right open switch as required. FCR switch, FCR. So I'm going to deviate from the checklist a little bit. So it's realistic both ways. You can either have the FCR off until you get to the runway, or you can turn it on now. Both are realistic, but it's a pilot choice thing. So I'm going to make it the safe route. So I'm going to keep it off for now until we get to the runway. So I'm going to keep it off. I'm going to disregard that. And then finally it says radar alt switch, radar alt. So this is another thing. You can either switch to radar alt or you can switch to standby. I'm going to switch to standby, deviate a little bit for safe realism, and switch to standby. So standby. Engine and secondary engine control. Check sec and pry. So sec. So master caution, secondary engine control, nose position 0%. Alright, this is the one time I can bug the INS, okay? If I bug the INS during the EPU gen test, it's a failure, okay? Mission failure. So brakes, test the sec. There we go. That worked. On. Primary. Master caution off, second light off. Not sufficient 100%. Let's fix the INS. So, enter, double down, enter, double down, enter. Right, so I cannot bug it now, not anymore. So, FOCS cycle in check. So, flickers with airballs and stuff. Hey, look at that, rainbow. That's beautiful. So check the flickers. Flickers bit or off. So before I do that, I'm going to deviate just a little bit for realism. I'm going to do an FOCS reset, okay? Good. Bit on. Run. So running the bit. Fuel quality test, normal. So test, master caution, forward fuel low, aft fuel low, lights on, good. Totalizer 6,000 plus or minus 100 pounds. Forward, right, and aft left needles 2,000 plus or minus 100 pounds. Good, let go. Needles go back to what it was. Totalizer shows total. And master caution off. That's good. Digital backup switch backup or off. Still running. Alright, it's done. So, before I test that, flickers, bit pass. Good. Digital backup, DBU on. Warning, DBU on. Check the flight controls. Okay, good. DBU off. Light off. Warning off. Good. Trim AP disc. So disconnect. Trim out switch test, no motion. So let's test the trim. So pitch, up, nose down, roll left, roll right, no motion. Trim AP disc, normal. Trim out switch test motion. Okay, this is the only time I can do the trim. Okay, it's the only time I can touch the trim. So pitch, nose up, nose down, center. Alright, that's it. Roll left, roll right, center. Alright, that's it. I can't touch the trim anymore. That's it. So if I am accidentally a bit off in the trim and it's not completely centered, even during the other checklists, I can't center it. You know, that's it. I gotta fly with whatever trim I have set right now. Okay? No matter what it is. So that's the trim. MPO test. So what do I do? Down. Virtual override. Kick. Go. Good. EPU test. So now we're testing the EPU. So it's testing the EPU and then EPU gen test switch off. Okay. So if I bug the INS right now, that's it. I'm screwed. I screw it up, you know. If I bug the INS, mission failure. So I've got to do it properly now. Pressure breathing. Just 100%. Okay. Brakes. Right. Gen on. Branches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let go. Back to idle. Also, these lights are off too. That's it. Brake back on. That's back. That's the future test done. We did it. We did not bug the INS. Beautiful. IFF on and set. IFF master standby. Stereo lights as required. They are good. EW, RWR jammer on. Okay. So EW. Test. Good test. CMDS standby. Chaff, flare, RWR, jammer. Jammer, so flip all these on. Flip this here. Standby. So they are on standby. Bit test. Good test. Alright. That's good. And so let's see here. Config cat 1, cat 3. So we are cat 3. So we set that. Laser code set, bingo set. So ALO 1000 enter bingo has to be half, so 12,000 was what we were at. I noticed, so I need to set it to 6,000. If I hit bingo, that's it. Okay. TACAN ILS on and set. So TACAN, I'm going to keep that off, but ILS, I'm going to turn that on. Altimeter set. So we need to set it to correct altimeter setting, which is 2980. 0, and then elec. That's a good test. Janus nav Indibus on. Sorry, Janus nav Indibus on, and then load DTE. almost done. Alright. Very good. CR. The final thing we need to do is align HMCS. Oh. I don't have it. I thought I put it in the mission. Oh well. I don't have an HMCS. Apparently. So, well, that's kind of good, because although I wanted to align the HMCS in this, force myself to align the HMCS and remember it, you know, at least I remembered it right. At least I remembered the HMCS, so it's not installed, but at least I remembered that I would align it at this point if I had it, you know. Alright, so that's going to go back off. And that's good. And finally, fault acknowledge. Still doesn't work. Damn it. Alright, well, that's all for the checklist. And now we're going to request taxi to runway.
Infield 1-1. Request taxi to runway. Infield 1-1. Clear to taxi to runway 3. Path 2.
It's time for the flight, guys. Time for the flight. This is gonna be hard. I've never flown without labels before. Not on my own mission. I've always flown with labels. I've never flown without labels. Never ever flown without labels. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Before we taxi though, I need to set up the mission data. I just wanted to get the clearance. We need to set up the mission data, so I can use the F10 map just this once to get the mission data for Steer Point 3. So let's go out, go here. Alt to left click. And then I'm going to go here. Alright, that's it. Once I close this, that's it. Okay. Once I close this, that's it. So let's see here. Let's see how to do this. Steer point. 1, 2. 2 is good. 3 is what we need. So, long decimal minutes is what we need. So we need 3724 814. So double down. North 3724 814. Enter. And then it's west 116 13 761. So it's double down 1 1 oh, sorry. Let me recall that. So west. 116 13 7 6 1. Enter. Elevation 5,396 feet. Enter. And that's it. Alright, close the window. Can't use it again, okay? Check. Okay. Alright, so now we're ready to go. Before we go though, let me take a swig of my drink. So I need one. I'm getting parched. Because I'm so stressed. Without further ado, guys, let's do it. If I forgot anything. No, I did not. So, anti-skid. So, taxi light on. And then anti-skid. Let's taxi. Ready to? Let's do it. Oh, it's a beautiful rainbow. Let's do it too. Brakes, channel 1, good. Channel 2, good. Channel 1. God, this is insane. Look at the shaking from the fucking wind. God, this is gonna suck. Wind's even blowing me on taxi. Holy shit. Oh, this is terrible. This is absolutely awful. God. 65, 64. Shit, I'm getting radar. I'm getting airspeed indications. That's bad. Brake on. Fuck. This is horrible. Alright, before takeoff checklist. Flaps, normal. So flaps, normal. Good. Trim needles centered. Oh, I can't change them, but they're good. Engine control primary. Good. Speed brake closed. Good. Fuel panel normal. 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 Good. Oxygen on. Good. Ejection seat armed. Armed. Light off. Pro-P on. Radar on. Okay. So now radar alt on. FCR on. FCR on. Throttle 50%. Sorry. Throttle 90%. Brakes release. Throttle mill or afterburner. Okay, at 70 knots, NWS off. At VR minus 10 knots military power or VR minus 15 knots afterburner power, pitch 8 to 12 degrees. Okay. So I'm going to take off around 155 knots. It's gonna suck. 155 knots is where I'm gonna take off around. And then so that's the before takeoff checklist. So 70 knots, 155 knots, 8 to 12 degrees. Alright, IFF master, normal. Can't forget that. So, keep my flashes on. Okay. And then running light on. It's on. We're good to go. Request takeoff.
In field 1-1, request takeoff. Airfield 1-1, you are cleared for takeoff and ready. Climb 300 at QSE 27.94.
Alright. One is taking the runway. Oh my god, this is gonna suck. I don't know how I'm gonna take off on this, in this. Remember, I can damage the aircraft, folks. Whoa.
Airfield 1-1, unable to clear for takeoff.
Yeah, I am cleared, bitch.
Airfield 1-1, you are cleared for takeoff and ready. Climb 300 at
Oh,
QSE
brakes.
27.94.
Where's number 2? Oh, he's not actually coming. He's not rolling. He's stuck over there. Well, I'm taking off without you two. You're supposed to come with me, but clearly you seem to not want to. So, yeah, I'm gonna take off without you then. I'll do this mission without you. And honestly, I can't really use you anyway. But I guess that makes it a little bit easier for me, right? You don't get damaged or anything, so I'll be fine. God, I'm shaking. Right, let's do it, guys. So, brakes on. Power to 90%. And then engine indications, hydraulic pressure light off. Oil pressure 25 to 65 psi, good. Nose, fan turbine inlet temperature 935 degrees Celsius or less, and hydraulic pressure A and B 2850 to 3250 psi, good. Brakes off. Full burn. Oh god. Whoa. Whoa. I need the. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Bingo. Bingo.
I killed my pilot.
Caution.
Yeah, I'm dead. I literally killed my pilot. Those winds were way too strong. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, well, I guess this is a little bit too hard, so, yeah. That's a mission failure. Okay, that's a mission failure. That's,
Warning, warning.
I think I made it a
Warning,
little too
warning.
difficult, to the point where it was pretty much impossible to do anything. Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. So, yeah, no wonder number 2 didn't want to take off. I should have listened to him and just stayed there, you know? Let's see what he's doing. Yeah, he's just sitting there, he's like, fuck this shit, I'm flying in this. So, yeah, that's it, guys. That's all for this part. I know it's loud. Actually, let me just get out of here. Yeah, so I totally cocked that up. So that was pretty much impossible. NWS or not, you know, I had the winds way too high for that. But oddly enough, those winds were what's it called? Like, it was literally, look, in fact I made them made it a little bit easier for myself. Look, if I do this and I do summer heavy thunderstorm when I load it, this is what it gives me. Okay, so it gives me this. I just switched things a little bit, but it gives the turbulence this here, so it's fucking insane. So if these are the default values, it pretty much made it impossible. So I guess don't use this, guys, because this it's pretty much impossible to fly in this. Out of interest, let me just load the sim in air and see what it's like flying around. Just to see, you know, if I was in a turning point in the air like this here, so in a turning point in the air, what it would do. Let's see. I put all those rules in there for nothing. So I did it well until I realized that the mission was way too difficult and it's pretty much impossible to do. Someone knows how I could do a mission like this in the F-16, please let me know, because, you know, it's pretty much impossible to do this. No wonder 2 didn't want to do anything. Should have listened to him. See how this is. Oh, good lord. I don't know what's with the FPS. Yeah, look at that. I'm going really fast. Look, I'm just gaining speed at the tailwind. See what this is like flying around here. I just want to see. Oh my god. This is insane. Look at this. I'm stalling and everything. Look at this. Oh shit. I can't even stay in the air. I'm in burn now. It's making me stall and everything. Look at that. Yeah, look at the trails. That's fucking insane. Yeah, look at that. I don't know how the hell anyone could fly in this. This is fucking insane. I couldn't even take off. I just died, you know? Yeah, look at him.
Altitude.
Look at my wingman. Fuck, dude. I'll just stay in the air just so I can end. So that's all for this part, guys. Video pretty much ends here. I didn't think the mission would be that hard. Obviously I made it too hard. I just honestly want to have fun next time, so I'm not gonna put myself through a hellish environment like this again. We'll have to be so by the book like that and everything. But to be honest, knowing me and knowing how I did this startup and stuff like that, I would say I was pretty much golden on the startup and everything else. I may have made a mistake here and there, but in reality, pilots don't, you know, get pissed at each other for one mistake like that, like, you know, forgetting to turn off RWR or some shit like that, or some weird shit like, you know, not being completely on the ILS bars all the way in. You know, they don't get pissed at each other for that. Like, they don't. I mean, they may be like, "Oh, I did a shitty job," but they're not going to be like, you know, you're red tagged, you're going to be red booked or whatever it's called, red tagged or whatever. You're not going to be put in the brig. You know what I mean? If you have a shitty ILS landing. As long as you bring the jet home and you're safe and the jet's safe and it's not damaged, you should be pretty much good to go. So yeah, that's all for this part, guys. This was absolutely horrendous. Startup was good. Knowing me, I would have probably made a mistake somewhere down the line with the rules. Then again, who knows?
Warning.
Yeah, see, look at this.
Warning.
Take off landing config's all fucked up. Yeah, look at this. Oh, what the hell? I'm almost like 0 speed. Look at that. That's fucking insane, dude. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I'm not gonna do any more like crazy ass missions like this. If I do, it'll be a stream, and I won't end the video, I won't end the mission, but I wanted to do it this time.
Altitude.
So
Altitude.
that's all for this part, guys. If you'd like to smash, you don't, unfortunately don't get the full flight for this, but that's okay. That's all for this part, guys. If you'd like to smash like button, like a badass, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next time. Farewell.